So, hello everyone. So, let us discuss about transaction control transformation in Informatica. So, I am currently using version 10.2. So, let us see a sample source file. So, if you see here, here is a list of different directories where in which you have source file. Then I have saved the parameter files here, and then the source file is in src files folder. So, let us take a look about the sample file. So, this is our sample file. And this is the header fruit quantity color, and this is the data. So if you see here, this data of first column, that is mangoes and tomatoes, onion, and then mangoes, tomatoes, onion, brinjal. So if you see this particular mangoes, it is not in ordered way. Okay, so what we have to do is, the requirement for this is whatever is in the first field, that is column 1 in fruit. So for those fields, if they are matching, we need to output them into a separate file. So for example, all mangoes should go into mangoes.txt file, and tomatoes should go into tomatoes.txt file. Onion should go into onions.txt file. So this is what is the requirement. So let us discuss how this is done in the mapping. So I'm closing this file. Okay, I'm also showing a sample parameter file. It is not of use, but yeah, this is the format which we can use for a parameter file. We can give, if you want to have a parameter like fruit name, okay, we can give fruit name is equal to mango. But we are not discussing about parameter here, so just ignore this. So I'm going to discuss more on the transaction control. Okay, so let us go to the mapping which I have already created for you. So this is this source file. If you want to preview the data, you just go here and you can see source file name. So if you go to source files, just make all files, source file open, and then you can preview the data here. See, this is the source data for us. Okay, and then uh, what we have done here is we have sorted the data based on the fruit, that is ascending or descending, whatever you wish. Okay, in the properties we can select distinct if you want distinct records, but we here you don't want distinct records, you want all the mangoes to go into mangoes.txt file. Okay, so I am removing this only to sort the data based on the column fruits. Okay, now here in the expression dot that expression fruits, what we have created is we have created variable ports. Okay, in this variable port, v current fruit I am saving to fruit, and v flag fruit I am just comparing the current fruit to previous fruit and then flagging it. So here, if you see, if you have noticed, the v previous fruit is not above this particular row number. Okay, that particular v previous fruit is at the end. The reason for this is because the variable ports will be computed every time in the order. So in case if you move this variable port before this flag, so again it will get the current fruit. So before it replaces the value, we need to compute the variable value at the end of, at the end before the if condition. So this is how it goes. So, and these two other columns like flag file name output and flag fruit output, we actually don't need this, but let just ignore for this for now. And then we need an output of the flag for this particular variable port. We need a output column. So that one I have kept mentioned here, that is flag v flag fruit as a output column. And we can remove this, we actually don't need, I just keep for my reference as a variable port. Okay, I'll explain you later. Okay, now we will go to transaction control. So in transaction control, if you see, we have dragged all the column from expression fruits to transaction control, and this flag value, it will be 0 or 1, so that we have dragged here. And then if you go to properties, okay, if there will be condition, so what I did is, if the flag value is 1, we are committing, that means all mangoes we have ordered, and then it will go to mangoes file. So and then later comes onion or brinjals. So accordingly it will commit the transaction or else it will continue the transaction. So this is the logic in the transaction control. And after transaction control I have written one more expression. Okay, this is needed, and then there we need to drag all the columns, and then we need to derive the file name. So this is the logic which I have derived. So basically all the fruit like mangoes, it should go into mangoes.txt, tomatoes to tomatoes.txt. So what here I'm doing is in the file name I'm doing fruit.txt. Okay, this is output port. So every time when we are in the same transaction, that is in continuous transaction, the file name is going to be same. And then if we are into different transaction, if the flag value is changing, this fruit column is also changing and the file name also will be changed and remains constant till the next record comes. Okay, so this is how the logic is implemented, and then we map the columns. This is for file name column. Okay, remember here this file name column is we need to generate in the target designer. Here if you go to target designer, there is a column. Okay, let me okay, this just ignore this. Okay, this is the target CAD file, and we can have this file name column by clicking on this field. So there is one field called file name. If you click, you will get the file name column. So we can map it accordingly in the mapping, just like this we have done. See here. So this is the file name column, and we have mapped it here. Okay. So then we go for validate and save. In this case, it is valid. I'm saving, and let me move to the workflow manager, and in the session if you can see the properties, I have given the sample, that is session parameter file, which is not required for this moment, but I have just given in case if I want to have a parameter variables, sorry, either parameter or variable, we can use that. Okay, we can use a variable and then define it in the parameter file. Okay, for example, if you want to have fruits, okay, you can just give $dollar fruits is equal to mangoes. Okay, and that we can use in the source qualifier filter, but let us not do this now. So our intention is to get the different files. Okay, uh, with the similar fruits. Okay, here. So now when you see here, when I click this session, we can see all these properties. Okay, let me show you again. So this is a flat file, and target is also a flat file. Okay, file writer. Okay, and then we have different expression and all. So remember that we need to keep the tracing level as normal. Okay, because if you go to relational, then it may fail because of it is a bulk, and in the bulk it will expect a unique key. Sorry, bulk, if you select bulk and if there is a unique key in case of a relational database, it will fail the mapping, the workflow, basically it will fail. So you just need to keep that in mind. Another thing what I wanted to mention here is, in case of transaction control, if you are having more than one pipeline, okay, so that mapping will go as invalid. So we can't have multiple pipelines if there is a transaction control transformation. So that is the one point we noted. So that is the reason I created only one pipeline here. Okay, and then when you go to workflow manager, I'll run the workflow manager here. Okay, let me restart it. Okay, and it succeeded. Okay, that files will be generated in the target files here. See here, banana, it is having all bananas. Mangoes, it's already having mangoes. So like that we have different files. Similarly tomatoes. Okay, so this is how the logic is implemented. This is nothing but a bad file which is there in the uh, workflow manager. Let me show you here mappings. We go here. Yeah, in this session log, and there should be some file for that file. Um, let me show. Yeah, this is the t fruit files, and then this is, yeah, this is the reject file. If there is any bad record which is rejected, it goes into that file. Okay, uh, so this is the overview of the mapping. So let me try it again. This was the file. Let me remove it again. I am removing all this again. I am trying to run the workflow again. So let me run it. Okay, let me run and see it is succeeded. Let us monitor. Yeah, see this is generated at 2021 just now. So yeah, this is the way which how we can use transaction control. Basically, this thing can be done in a single awk command, but that is also not straightforward. There is a single awk command using awk, and then with a new record, that is nr, and different statements. We need to have associative array, and then we can do it. So the same thing which is implemented in Informatica using a transaction control. Okay, thank you.